public, you can use the raise hand function or put a message in the chat in order to interact with the commission. And folks who are here for a specific project, I will promote you to panelist when that agenda item comes up. Thank you.
Thank you, Wayne. First on the agenda, we have welcome back new member Ed Hands. I don't know, is that a new member or I don't
Returning?
Know. A recycled member.
Extremely old.
Ooh, Johnny. Anyway, it's nice to have Ed back. Ed's got some energy. You know, he's considered the town historian, and he's kind of a pit bull. If I send him on something, he goes after it. So I appreciate Ed coming back to us. That being said, designate alternate members is voting. I think that's just Bob. Am I correct, Wayne?
Correct. Yeah.
All right, Bob, to be voted up as a voting member. All in favor?
A motion and a second. And
I'll make the motion.
Yes. All in favor?
Roll call vote.
Early aye.
Mesco, aye.
Glass-Steagall, aye.
Spencer, aye.
Bishop, aye.
Does it. Thank you, everybody. Next, Wayne, if I jump off of your agenda, let me know. I think I've still got the right one. Board reorganization.
Correct. Yeah, chair and vice chair. Currently
Chair,
inside
vice chair.
yourself and John.
Yeah, discussion and vote. If you're sick of me and John, now's your chance. If you want to stay status quo, now's your chance. So I'm fine where I am. John, you all right?
I'm fine unless somebody else.
Anybody want any changes? Darn. Motion to accept John and I as chair, vice chair.
I'll second it then.
Glass-Steagall, aye.
Roll call vote. Early aye.
Mesco, aye.
Glass-Steagall, aye.
Spencer, aye.
Bishop, aye.
Thank you, everybody. Appreciate your support. Next is demolition review, 24 Paquonicket Avenue. We've got both of these demolition reviews, Wayne.
Yep. And so I know that Patrick Welch was having a hard time hearing, logged out, came back in. Okay, yes, so I see Welch has come in, and I'm going to promote you to panelist, at which point you'll be able to talk. So hold on a second. You'll have to rejoin as panelist.
Do we want to hear from them first, Wayne?
They're here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I don't actually see anyone from Shovelworks.
Yeah, okay. I kind of didn't expect anybody.
Yeah.
It's kind of, we've already done it. Okay, we have Patrick here.
Yep, he's a panelist, and Patrick, if you could unmute yourself. There we go, you're unmuted. And Patrick, if you want to say a few words and see if we can hear you. All right, so.
No luck.
Yeah, no luck. I mean, he's here as a panelist. You can see him there. He's unmuted, but may not have audio capacity with his computer.
Well,
so I can give a quick overview if that's acceptable. Yeah, so 24 Paquonicket is a circa 1930s house in poor condition that's sat empty after being gutted by a previous owner for a year or two. It is officially within the Furnace Village National Register Historic District, but there is no inventory information about it. It's just geographically within the bounds that were set up about 40 years ago. We have no other information on its history. And the current owner, Mr. Welch, is proposing to remove the house and replace it with a traditionally designed new home that complies with a fair amount of the zoning requirements. The lot is a little bit undersized, but he is before or has just gone to the Board of Appeals to get the minor variances needed to construct the new home. And he's before the commission tonight with a demolition review application to demolish 24 Pequonnet. And as the commission knows, and for the benefit of the public, the commission is charged with considering demolition review applications for structures older than 75 years. The commission makes a determination as to whether the property is historically significant. If it's not, the building inspector can issue a demolition permit. If it is, then the commission schedules a public hearing within about 2 weeks. And at that public hearing makes a determination whether it's preferably preserved, which is a 12-month demolition delay, not preferably preserved subject to conditions about the replacement structure, or just not preferably preserved, in which case demolition proceeds again. So the question before the commission tonight is the historic significance or not of 24 Pequonnet.
Anyone want to start? I've watched this as I cut through Pequonnet to 120, 106 often. I've gone by it and watched the demise of this slowly. Turns it rapidly, I guess, at this point. I realize it's in the district. We have no survey on it. So we obviously are not going to find it significant, I don't believe, without any paperwork. Again, it's without going in, it looks like it's ready to go down anyway. So, and assuming Mr. Welch gets his permitting straightened out, the structure that goes in there will be that structure. If not, it'll have to be something smaller, which, I'm assuming like kind of somewhat with the same look. Anyone, any thoughts?
I actually
Yeah, go.
have watched this for a long time. And I concur with what you said, Tim. I don't think it is worthy of significantly saving, but I would like to have a say in what the final property will look like as far as materials in that district. That's about it.
If I read the report correctly, it said he was going to try and use the existing foundation size or something similar to that, and the plans look pretty close to what was there before. The only thing I would want to know, is there any of the structure that can be saved to use in his project?
I think where he's unable to hear us, I think I might speak.
He may be able to hear us, but I don't think he can speak. No, I think the structure is in poor repair, and I don't think the existing materials would be reusable in a new structure.
Yeah, I agree, Bob. As much as I like that idea, it doesn't seem feasible in most of these. As far as requesting materials used, Wayne, can we do that without finding it significant? Do we have that?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think this building, as far as I saw in the document sent to me, is not significant historic. I don't think that is.
No.
Yeah.
No. Our one question here now is relative to materials, and I don't know, we'd have to find it significant, and then we would have control over it. But I don't think we can find it significant to start with. That's, I think we'd be overstepping our bounds finding that thing significant. I would hope. Is it calling for vinyl siding on it right now? I don't know what's on there.
I don't know. They usually do. We have the plans that were provided. I cannot remember if it calls out the materials on the plans.
Right.
But it's a traditional style home that seems to be designed and laid out to fit fairly comfortably on the lot.
Yeah, actually, I'm seeing the elevation. It seems it is vinyl siding.
Vinyl siding, yeah.
So there's no way around, it's too bad we can't talk to Mr. Welch, but there's no way around this without having it significantly, found significant. In order to,
gain control.
yeah.
And I think that's wrong.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think we have that right.
In the past, I know, because I agree that it is not significant, but at the same time, I'd like to be able to have some type of say as far as the finish with that area,
Yeah.
especially showing over.
Well, Mr. Welch, I know you can't respond to us, it sounds that way, but if you can hear us, we'd appreciate if maybe you would consider clapboarding the house.
With hardy plank rather than wood or rather than
That'd be
vinyl?
fine. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So the commission has requested that the proponent consider using hardy plank rather than vinyl.
Correct.
It's not a requirement, just a suggestion.
Suggestion, power suggestion, that's all we got, yeah.
Yeah, something a little more period correct, to the previous structure, and
And the neighborhood.
the modern siding.
Yep, agreed. Anyone else? I think we are up for a motion to find this not historically significant. Am I correct, man?
Yeah, correct.
We need more. I think
I'll
we need
make the motion to find it not historically significant.
Second,
Okay. Roll call, Hurley, aye.
Francesco, aye.
Lashkari, aye.
Spencer, I.
Bishop, I.
It's unanimous. Thank you, Mr. Welch, and hopefully you'll take our suggested under advisements. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And he just responded in the chat that he did hear the request and he will look into doing clapboard or hardy plank clapboard. So
Okay.
thank you for that. And I'm sorry we had audio issues. Mr. Welch, I will send a letter that the commission determined 24 Quanticut not historically significant. I'll get that out probably tomorrow to yourself and the building inspector. Thank you so much for coming tonight.
Next is a demolition review application for 537 Turnpike Street. This old gal's a little older.
And we have Edward Jacobs here. I believe he is representing 537 Turnpike. And also Ed is here. Hello, Ed. Thanks for joining.
Hey, Ed.
And I'm going to promote Mr. Jacobs to panelist.
Okay, we ready? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, good evening, Ms. Jacobs. I think I'd like to defer to Ed at this time to see if Ed, we were curious as to whether this was actually the Turnpike station, whatever you would call it. Were you able to find anything?
I was not able to find anything. The style of the house looks more recent than that. Wayne and I had a conversation. It's a possibility that part of the house might have been a toll house, but in total, I don't think it is.
Yeah, I think I might have been there for that conversation as well, and maybe it got enveloped by the rest of the house, you know, added on, gobbled up, resided, nothing left there. Does anyone have any cause to find this historically significant?
I don't have any issues with this property either.
Nope.
Wayne, anything else you want to add to this?
No, as you know from the packet and for the benefit of the public, the recording, Mr. Jacobs and the recording secretary, this is a demolition review application for 537 Turnpike Street. We have very little documentation on it, a very old circa 1970s handwritten inventory form, which states in very, very few words that this is a circa 1807 toll house.
And provides a source for that.
Yeah, and provides no source for that, and the style of the building is clearly late 1800s, not early 1800s. The proposal is to remove the structure and put in and seek a special permit from the planning board to put in a two-family. And Mr. Jacobs, I think that sums it up. Okay, thanks. And so I'm hearing the commission not really finding anything of significance. Would it be appropriate to have a motion and a second to determine 537 Turnpike is not historically significant?
Yes, please, a motion in a second.
I'll move, that it's not historically significant.
I'll second.
Roll call, all in favor, aye?
Petresco, aye.
Lashkari, aye.
Spencer, I.
Hands, aye.
Bishop, aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And Mr. Jacobs, similar to Mr. Welch, I'll put together a letter and send this to the building.
Mr. Jacobs, if we could do it some period correct, hopefully siding.
Again, hardy board or clapboard.
As opposed to vinyl.
Yeah.
I will pass that along.
Thank you. And I can put that in the letter. I know that the planning board, as they're considering the special permit, may request
Right.
design and materials changes. So I can put in the letter a historically appropriate design using hardy plank if possible. Would be encouraged.
All right. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming tonight.
Thank you.
Bye.
Next I have Boston Post Cane.
Actually, we can do shovel shop.
Oh, sure, yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, just make sure we get the things we have to get done.
Yeah, okay. This is Shovel Works. They have their feet to the fire here to put in, God, what are they, Wayne?
Radon mitigation,
Right, which is just sucking air in one end and out the other, as well as it's a problem with granite, and we're surrounded with granite.
They've already done this on one other building, haven't they, Tim?
One unit, and John, if you want to buy, you'd be hard pressed to
Yeah.
it's painted to match. This is what they're proposed to do as well with the rest of them, match them with their trim color, which is a beigeish tan. It blends somewhat with the granite on the buildings. You saw the size of the box. It's a little more nice than they used to be. They used to look like a squashed basketball, but now they're a little bigger. We've requested that they put shrubs in front of any of these. These do not require any air intake. The intake is coming from the interior, and it's shot up through the roof. Two of them, I believe, Wayne, are interior, going up the interior of the roof penetration, and two are attached to the outside of the building, if I'm right.
and with the exterior envelope penetration, not coming through the granite walls, but actually going down and coming out underground and coming up, so that we avoid punching holes in the stone walls.
Which is kind of a no-no for us anyway. So Wayne and I met with their property director, we'll call her Lee.
Yeah.
And discussed the location. You know, as Beacon always has been, they're very, very accommodating, if you will. And we also had a little look back on Amy and I's walk through whenever it was.
Last year, I think last July.
Yeah, a couple of trouble areas which they're conscious of. It's more of a paint issue, I believe, than anything else. A little bit of rot, a couple of minor stuff. So
Yeah,
we did.
when Tim and Amy did their preservation restriction monitoring visit in July of 2022, they identified, as Tim said, some paint and wood trim deterioration issues, and Lee said that they have it on a cyclical maintenance, and they're going to address a lot of it this year and more of it next year. Mostly dormers, I think, was the big thing.
It is. It's probably 99% dormers.
Yeah.
So that being said, do we have to have a vote on this? I think we do.
Yeah, it would be a motion and a second to grant a certificate of appropriateness for the proposed exterior radon mitigation system for 4 units at 50 Main Street, Shovel Works, in accordance with the schematics and material specifications presented.
Before we do that, any further discussion? I'm sorry, I kind of concluded that everything was good. Anybody? Okay, if we could have a motion and a vote, please.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
Roll call vote, Hurley, aye.
Francesco, I.
Lashkari, aye.
Spencer, I.
Hands eye.
Bishop, I.
It's unanimous. Thank you all.
Thanks.
Now, Boston Post Road, Kane.
Yes, sir.
Two messages with Corey Palm, Northeastern Savings Bank. She was the go-to gal before COVID. I don't know, when's the last time we gave this out? 2020, maybe, something like that. So
2019.
2019, so she may not be, but I would appreciate a call back if I could get one. But anyway, I don't know where else to go. I can try again. I tried it last week. I mean, it's you know, I can understand putting it on the notepad and saying, oh, yeah, I'll call him, and then never getting to it, but.
Is it something the commission would consider discontinuing?
Well, it was never asked to continue, Wayne. That's the weird thing. It's kind of this orphan thing that dwarfed into what's our next subject here, our annual preservation award. I think at one point though, John, you'd recall, I think we went out to the houses and presented it, and it was not part of the awards thing, and then it kind of got brought in.
That's correct. Yep.
I mean, the awards thing is the time to celebrate, and it was kind of cool, you know. And, you know, we really need to get to see these people come in good health. So
I think it's a great thing to do, Tim. And I don't think we should continue it. I think that Hazel's was I believe, the one that had this going. And then to get more recognition for the cane, she, you know, asked us if we could bring it to us.
Yeah.
Information. And I said, seems like a good idea to me.
Hazel probably still has some teeth at Northeastern Savings Bank. I know she was a board member there. I hate to put it to her to go chase it down, but I'll try Corey another time and see what happens then. Go from there.
Sure, it's Corey.
Not Corey, I'm sorry. That's the husband's name.
Courtney.
Yeah.
Courtney.
Courtney.
Courtney. Yeah, Courtney. Yeah. So that kind of segues to the next one, the annual preservation awards. John, you've been tossing the coin as it heads or tails.
Yeah, I've been tossing the coin on it, and you know, unfortunately I've just got too much on my plate right now. I don't want to stop it, but I can't fit it in for this fall like we normally start it with the school year. So I'd like to push it to the spring. Again, I don't want to let it go. I thought it was a great program. It gave us recognition, the commission, and I just thought it was a good program. But as I said, for me to go full guns on it, it's just, I don't feel comfortable at the moment.
Well, John, we had discussed kicking this down the road for a few months anyway, even when we were in full swing. We were talking about maybe breaking
Yeah, but I figured we'd kick it to July and then let me think about this a lot. But usually we contact the schools to start the photography competition, which was, you know, part of getting recognition for the program. It's only a few weeks away. Ed's got his hand up. I think he wants to.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the great ideas that you came up with, Sean. That's a real good program, and it really breaks down into two things. It's the photography contest, which is a lot of work, and the Chaffin and Briggs Awards, which are not so much work. So if you want to use the excuse, we're rolling this out after COVID, we're just going to do the awards this year and reestablish the photography contest next year. I know you certainly have a lot on your plate, unless the Swiss Park issue changes significantly over the next few days.
I'm with Ed that this was a two-fold thing, and they were both, coexisted beautifully. And we have a lot of people doing nice work on homes and buildings in town.
I agree.
That's why we started awarding two, was to try to catch up with that inventory, that increasing inventory. So I really liked recognizing those folks, and I know they appreciated being recognized.
With
and as well,
What you could do is bring the photography contest back as part of the tricentennial.
Actually, that's not a bad idea, Ed.
Is looking for programs that are other than fireworks and parades.
Yeah, I was wondering if we just push it off till after the school starts. That way they've all got new schools. They can try and incorporate some of the stuff from the new schools, the old schools, and work with us to do it. And maybe some of these new projects that are ongoing might be completed that could be put in on this as well.
Well, I'm leaning towards Ed's idea, and it would probably fold into yours too, Bob. Is that tricentennial is going to be a little bigger blurb that we give? You know, it's hopefully it'll be town-wide as opposed to just going to the schools, and hopefully the kids bring the stuff home. You know, communication's tough. We all know it's tough to get the word out now.
The only negative, Tim, to not doing the photography program is we drew a lot of people to the program.
Oh, no, I don't want to not do it, John. No.
No, I'm saying, no. To Ed's point, well, maybe we could skip the photography section, part of this program. And
No,
then
I'm not saying that either. I'm just saying that you might want to roll it out in 2 phases rather than 1. No, I think the photography contest was something that we developed a good reputation for. The photos were displayed in various banks of Easton around town and got a lot of good positive comments for the commission.
There was, MHC sent out a thing and they were asking the chairs to tell about their community activities. And when I told them the run we had with that, they were like, really?
Was it 18 or 19 years that we do it?
Yeah. And and I think we get to continue that. We take that COVID pass, I think, and we're all right to keep going.
So what I'm hearing, so would this make sense, John, with your capacity, and with the importance of getting the school kids involved with photography, which really drives attention and turnout, rather than start organizing now for a late fall, December event, start organizing after the holidays, and use the spring semester in the schools to have something in late spring, early summer for the awards of photography for 2024, and then same again but bigger for the tricentennial in 2025.
Yeah, I like that, actually. That takes a little pressure off of my plate. They said I don't want to give it up, and it's enjoyable for everybody.
I would be willing to help you again.
All right, Ed, you were a big help. Okay.
Yeah, otherwise John drinks the whole bottle of wine by himself.
That's true.
It was the photo judging that was the best part behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So we'll revisit this in December or January
I think
to
so.
start the planning and organizing for it.
And I think we did this, the reason why we started it and did it, ended it and had the program in November was some kind of historical significance that I can't recall.
Oh, it's you're absolutely right, John. The town was chartered in December, and I think some of the early celebrations tied that in as well.
But we were into January the last few times we did it.
Yeah.
Well, there's the great story that for the 250th, we were going to have Charter Day on the correct day in December, and we had a blizzard, so it was postponed. That gave me an opportunity to explain the great calendar shift of 11 days, which is exactly what we did. We postponed it 11 days and went from there. So
Ed, do you think you can come up with another historically significant to our community for if we did this sometime in, late spring?
Oh yeah, we could find something, sure.
Okay, that would make me feel much better.
And then for the school year, Ed, you're probably more in tune with this. when would it make sense to actually have the kids do the photographs and then have the awards event so it doesn't bump up against, graduation and year-end stuff?
Yeah, there's a window of opportunity between when MCAS end, which it involves many grades, and when graduation is, which is early June, the first or second Sunday in June. So I'd say sometime in May, maybe.
Even maybe earlier.
Yeah, yeah, we would get the information out. The kids could be, taking the pictures, and then we could have the program in May.
So like announce in January, deadline for getting stuff in is April,
Yeah,
event is in May.
Yeah, I think if I recall, I really hit right off the bat, like first, second week in September. And I think sometime late October is when when
you hit the schools.
when they had to have everything in, the deadline.
Yeah,
I think
2 months.
yeah, it was late. What'd you say, late October, John? I believe.
Late October,
Right.
it was late October.
Yeah.
So we can talk about this later, but is the art teacher the same?
She is still at the high school. She's not the same now because she's married and has a different last name. But other than that, she
was very helpful. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay.
I would definitely be amicable to this plan as
All right.
opposed to keep this off now.
So it's still
Yeah, and we can go, we can talk about it, but I like that.
okay. Excellent. Thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Review acceptance of June 14, 2023 minutes. We all had a peek at them. I need a motion.
See, motion accept as stated, written.
Second. Second.
Thank you.
Roll call vote. Hurley, aye.
Fusco, aye.
Lasciari, aye.
Spencer, I.
hands abstained.
Bishop, aye.
Thank you. Preservation restriction monitoring discussion updates. Annie has taken complete blame for not getting out there. I have it in writing.
Work is too busy.
And I claim the same. So
Yeah.
we've pinky sworn to get out there next week and take care of this and get moving on it again.
And we're gonna do the old grammar school first. And to buy us a little more time on Harmony Hall, because since there's new owners, we don't have their contact info, so I'll mail them a letter. Get them
ask,
contact. What's that?
Stephanie has that contact information because we've been in contact with them.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, right, for Swiss Park.
Yes.
Excellent. Thanks, Ed.
Perfect. Thank you, Ed.
Other pertinent items not reasonably anticipated by the chair.
I'm gonna bring something up, just curiosity factor. And usually it's the same answer, but I'll try it again. The Reed House, have you heard anything?
Nope.
No?
I did speak with the owner, and he was busy wrapping up a project on the Cape. The guy is super into this restoring old houses. So that's his shtick. So he honestly, I don't know if I went over this last meeting, he said to me, I remember going down there for the Memorial Day parade, standing there looking at that house thinking someday I want to buy that house. So I don't think it's the same house he looked at on Memorial Day, unfortunately, when he was a kid. But, he at least has a tug on the heartstring to at least make something, put something back there that looks reasonably similar. Unfortunately, that old girl was sat too long, I think, with a hole in the roof. But to the Bob Bishop thing, I think he's into recycling a lot of stuff, Bob, so that's an upside to that.
Yes, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, so.
Do you, if I can ask one other thing before, John, excuse me if I interrupted. Was there any of the stuff from Depot Street recycled? I know a few, but I just kind of got disappointed when I saw that the fleet, everything's gone over there. Were they able to recycle anything, or did he just walk away with the whole mess?
Wasn't worth anything. Bob,
I went down there with the recycle guy. He's looking for oak and hand hewn materials, of which there were none. There were a couple door lock, old latches and stuff, but nothing that warranted him coming down with a truckload to do anything with it, unfortunately. I did meet with him.
All right, thank you.
Yep. Anyone else?
just a quick comment to Ed, you missed the beginning of the meeting, but we welcomed you back. And I appreciate, and the commission appreciates you coming back. I don't know how long you'll last with me still on the board here.
It wasn't you.
And we don't accept tardiness in this commission, so keep that in mind.
No, I have to apologize.
I'm just teasing.
I was looking up at the wrong clock and I thought I was on time, but I apologize for that. Could I say one thing that relates to the Reed House?
Yes.
Harvard University has just published a spreadsheet of all petitions related to the issue of slavery in Massachusetts, except for the one that Olive Reed actually started. That we haven't been able to find that, but her name does not appear on any of the other petitions as well. So we may have been overestimating her impact on the anti-slavery thing. I'll continue to try to track down that other petition. But
did we think that was Underground Railroad there, Ed?
That's another long story. Rather than hold you up tonight, the Multicultural Kids is putting together a program to actually get involved in connecting up underground railroads, et cetera.
Interesting.
And
Interesting. That's a great story.
yeah, it is a great story, but it wasn't a regular rail line by any means.
No. Yeah, you didn't stand there waiting for the train for sure.
No.
Yeah. Only that train only traveled at night. God.
And I also want to thank Ed for really taking the lead on the historic survey project that's going on right now.
Yes.
To that end.
She wants me to draw a map of the cemetery, and I kind of would rather have her come here and let me point to the stones. I took pictures of everything.
Yeah, I
Keep her a spreadsheet, and I don't know how much more I can do for her.
I think I'd like to see her in the field at least once. You're right. At least somebody from there to at least make that effort.
She did come down and take pictures, but she didn't really make contact with anybody when she did that.
Impus. Yeah, well, okay. All right, anyone else? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
I'll second it.
Early eye.
Francesco, aye.
Last carry, aye.
Spencer, I.
Ann's eye.
Bishop, aye.
That does it. Thank you all. Appreciate your time, and we'll see you next month.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
One question.
Yes.
Wednesday, that's when you guys meet?
Yes.
Hallelujah. Okay, I don't have to quit the Agricultural Commission because we meet on Tuesdays. All right.
We went from Tuesday to Wednesday.
And the big reason why.
Quiet win.
Okay. So Mickey could play softball in the summer.
And so go to Red Sox games on
And
Tuesday.
so Tim could go to the Red Sox games. But yes.
Wonderful.
Yeah, there's life outside the historic commission. I'm sorry.
Yes. America's pastime has compelled a date move.
All right. Very good. Thank you.
Appreciate it all. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thanks, everyone. Be well. Take care.
Bye-bye.
you before it's too late. Thank you very much. Bobby Venuto. He's coming back. He's coming back. He's got a couple more, okay? All right. Okay, now. Yep. 865 bucks collected so far with the 50-50. Not bad, right? 865. Little bit of a ring over here. Thank you, sir. We have a very special guest in the house. Where's Georgia? Come on up. Please welcome Georgia Tremblay. Georgia is actually my godchild's daughter. And she's going to come up and do a couple songs, and we're trying to figure out what to do. And where'd she go? She's coming. Actually, as you know, we lost a great singer, Tony Bennett, a few weeks ago. So we're going to change the mood completely, go way back and do a couple jazz songs for you that Tony Bennett actually, throughout his career, recorded at one time or another. Please welcome Georgia.